Hi, I'm Shannon Cyr, and I am the relationship coach for men. Today, we are talking about what do you want? This is a question that I ask a lot regularly, really, with my clients. What do you want? And oftentimes, when I ask that question, it's really difficult for them to find an answer or to really be able to pinpoint exactly what they do want. And we need to be able to identify what we really want to feel inside of our most intimate relationship. Now, oftentimes we haven't really given ourselves permission to really get that or to really get what it is that we really truly desire in our relationship. So, what we tend to do is, look at the relationship and see what we're getting or what the other person is offering to us. And then we think to ourselves, okay, can I make this work? We kind of look at it and say, okay, does this check enough boxes for me? Or, does this, fulfill most of what I want? And can I sort of set the rest aside? Most of us, probably got married when we were, we'll say in our 20s or 30s, right? And then when we go into marriage at that age, what we really want in our relationship can be really, really different than what we want in our 40s and our 50s. And that can feel dramatically different than what we initially wanted from marriage, 20 plus years ago. So this is one of the reasons why we find so much disconnection inside of our relationships as they age. One of the reasons why we get to our 40s and 50s or 10, 20 plus years of marriage, and we wonder why it doesn't feel the way that we really wanted it to. So I want to give you an example of one of my clients to kind of really show you what I'm talking about. So he and his wife had been married for about 22 years. And early on, they both had some experiences that were really difficult things, respectively, in each of their lives to have to go through. And they were able to really come through those, help each other out, throughout that process. And so after that experience happened for both of them, there was this, comfort and connection within the relationship. There was, a sense of safety in that place. And so that happened early on. This was while they were dating. And so after all this happened, they decided, oh, we'll take the next step forward. We'll get married. And so they did. They got married. They immediately, began starting a family, had a son. So now, we fast forward and the relationship has progressed and they've settled down and now there's careers and things were stable, kids were coming along. The relationship started just to grow and kind of change. And so they both were just kind of discovering that they really didn't have the marriage that they thought that they wanted. And so my client, we'll call him John, he was really looking at that and thinking about how the marriage felt and what was going on inside of it and what he was really wanting and really needing. And he was having a hard time of really coming up with that. He couldn't answer, what do you want, right? So as we talked about that more and more, I gave him some questions to kind of think about and write down and kind of draw that out, so he could really start thinking about what he really truly wants. And so when he began writing this out, he came up with a really good idea of what he truly wanted in the marriage. And it was very powerful, very heartfelt. And so here's kind of paraphrasing, what he said that he wants. He said, she's healthy, faithful, financially stable, trustworthy, and compassionate. She's desirable to others, but faithful to me. She has good friends and likes to laugh, but also likes to spend time with me and the family. She celebrates my work and is respectful of me, our children, our families, our home, things like that. She loves adventure and likes to travel, likes to try new things, but is also happy just being with me at home alone. She has a smile on her face when she looks at me and is easy to talk to. She wants intimacy, enjoys sex, and I feel comfortable being vulnerable around her. Her love is fierce. Her faith is strong. She's my ultimate friend and partner till the end of our lives. She values me, shares her feelings with me, and knows me better than anyone. So, you can see that he came up with a really great detailed explanation of what he really wants. And you can see the big difference between that idea of, okay, what am I being offered and can I make this work? Does it check the boxes? Versus this explanation of connection and what his heart really desires and longs for and wants to have in the marriage. So what I want to point out and mention is that if you don't know what you want, then how will you ever get there? If you can't answer that question, what do I really want to feel inside of my most intimate relationship, then how are you going to get to a place where you can find that? So question yourself. Spend some time thinking about what it is you really desire in your most intimate relationship. If you'd like help getting there and seeing if you can create what you want inside of your current relationship, or if the only answer is to leave, then I invite you to schedule a complimentary exploratory session with me, and we can look at whether or not there's a fit for you and I to work together. If you like what you heard, I hope you'll subscribe to the channel and you'll be notified every time I post something new. All my best.